X divided by 6 equals 12. What is the value of X that makes Carla equation true? William?
72.
72. Yes, that is correct. So D is the answer. All right, number 2. Select all the equations where X minus 5 is in a solution. I'm not minus 5. X equals 5. So that means you're going to substitute it in, right? So if I substitute 5 on the first one, do I get 14? I do, right? 2 times 5 is 10 plus 4 is 14. So A works. If I substitute in 5 here, do I get 55? 5 times 5 is not 55. Okay, if I substitute 5 in again, do I get 14? No. 6 times 5 is 30. What about this one? 8 plus 3 times 5. Does that equal 23? $15 plus 8.
Yeah.
Yep. That. So A and D so far. And then if I substitute in 5, does 6 times 5 give me 30? Yep.
Yes.
And then if I substitute in 5 again, does it give me 1? No.
5 times 5? No, that's 25.
No. All right, so your answer should be A, D, and E. So A, D, and E. Okay, so that is what you have. Let me zoom out. So if you need to copy it, you get it down.
I'm done.
Awesome.
And is there any, test corrections on the Module 13? Like that we could do into math-wise?
You can't do them in Into Math, but yes, you do have test corrections.
When is that?
You can start working on them now. Not right this second, but you can work on them.
I got that.
There's no data to post, so the test correction form should be in the Files tab. Alright. So you guys should be on page 439.
439.
Yep. Should look like that. Should say explore statistical data collections. Yeah, I got you, Brianna. I saw you. So the only people I'm missing is Aiden, Savannah, Jermaine.
I'm here, Miss Lavelle. It's just a little bit late.
Okay.
This is Aiden, by the way.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so I'm missing Savannah, Jermaine, and Jennifer. Those are the people that I am missing. Page 439. 439. All right, so we are moving out of geometry and we are moving into statistics and probability. So today we are going to look at statistical questions. So we're going to explore statistical data collection. So we're going to identify what is a statistical question and describe the nature of attributes under investigation and report the number of observations. So our Spark Your Learning says, Raina measured the height of the seedling she is growing. the height are 3/4, 7/8, 1/2, 3/4, 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, 5/8, 1/2, 3/4, 1/2, and 1/2. How can Raina organize the information to present to the science class? So usually, guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but over here, they kind of give you a hint of what we should use.
I always wondered why they put those.
Yep. All right, so we can make a table, right? So we could make our table. All right, this paper.
We could put an X for each one.
Okay, so we could create a line plot. Yep. So this would be 0. This would be 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, which is 1/2, and 2/8, which is 1/4, right? 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and then we know this one is 3/4, and we know this one is 1. All right, so there's my table. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to label each seedling. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So we need all the way to L. I don't think I could have done that again if I tried to get it exactly. All right, so we could do the table a variety of ways. So I could just write them down in the order that they did them. Or I could put them in order from least to greatest. So let's do least to greatest. Okay? So my smallest is going to be my 4/8, which is considered to be 1/2. Yep. So, how many 1/2s do I have? So I have 1, 2, I think we have 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 of them. And then notice, guys, on the line plot, I put 4 dots. Okay, then do we have any 5/8? Looks like we have 2. So 5/8 and 5/8. So 1 here and 1 here. All right, so then the next one is 6/8, or what we call 3/4. So we have 1, 2, 3,
Your screen's blurry.
4. That's because my hand was over it. I was trying to focus on my hand instead of the work. There we go. All right, so we have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, then it looks like the last two are 7/8, and we only have 2 of them. So 1, 2.
Miss Lavelle,
Yes.
what page are we on? Because I had left my science book in the car and I was looking for it in the house and forgot that I left it in the car.
We're on page 439.
Why are you looking for your science book?
I mean my math book.
439.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I got this written down. Just 1 second.
Okay, well, I still see people. I see Gia's still writing. So let me give everybody a few more minutes, okay?
I prefer line plots other than like a table, because the line plots are easy to like mark and check.
Right. They're a lot more visual. Yep, I agree. All right, so if you look at the turn and talk, it says, what are some of the other ways you could describe or organize the information shown in the list, such as by least height? Well, we already did that, right? So we did 2 things. So we did a table and we did a line plot. So the turn and talk could be order from least to greatest, which we did. You can create a table or a line plot. So those are some of the ways that we could have done, and we actually did all 3 of them up here, right? So there's really not much else that we could have done.
How did we do all 3? I don't see all 3.
We ordered it from least to greatest, right? We did a table, and we did a line plot.
Oh.
So our table, what we could have done for the table was I could have just put, for A, I could have put 3/4. For B, I could have put 7/8. For C, I could have put 1/2. You see what I'm saying? So I could have made my table just in the order she listed them. So I decided to go ahead and put them in order from least to greatest. That way it made putting the line plot a lot easier. Okay? All right, are we good? All right, so move into that building understanding. All right, so our vocab word is data and statistical question. So data is a set of information collected about people or things, often to draw conclusions about them. A statistical question is a question that has many different or variable answers. So let's look at an example. It says, when you measure the heights of your classmates, you are collecting data. What are the heights of my classmates is a statistical question because the heights usually vary within a group of people. The data set will have multiple values such as 54 inches, 48 inches, 51 inches, and so on. Statistical questions require multiple measurements in order to describe data sets that can be both numerical and non-numerical. So if I said, how many of you guys like dogs? It's either yes or no, right? That's not a statistical question because I'm not getting a variety of answers. I'm getting a yes or a no answer. That's it. Okay? Alright, so what is Zoya's height is not a statistical question because it only asks about Zoya's height. The data set will only have a single value such as 54 inches. William, do you have a question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Alright.
He just asked who, like, he asked that question. I put my hand up and went, oh, wait a minute.
Ah, gotcha. Alright, so we're going to read the question shown. How many hours do 6th grade students typically spend on homework each week? Could this question yield a variety of different answers?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? So how many hours, Gia, do you study for?
Probably like about 2 hours.
All right, William, how many hours you study for?
I don't do hours. I do 30 minutes. It's a weird factor of mine. I can look at it and study it for a little bit, and then I have it in my brain. Then I do a little pop.
Okay, so all I needed was time. Thank you. Aiden, how many hours do you study for? Miguel, how many hours you study for? Come on, guys, when I call your name, you should be listening. Whether you type it in the chat or you're unmuting your mic.
Aiden unmuted his mic to speak, then you said,
I know, he took too long. Aiden, what were you going to say? Okay. So anyway, we'll go through it. So this question will yield a variety of different answers because just as you can see, William said 30 minutes, Gia said 2 hours. So if I was to ask all 26 of you, not everybody is going to say 2 hours. So it will yield a variety of time. So that would be yes, and the reason is because not all 6th graders study for the same amount of hours. Okay? Yes, Aiden.
I was trying to unmute my mic, but it wouldn't let me. So I put it in the chat, but it's taking forever. But I put 30 minutes.
The chat takes a while for it to update on my end. But yes, I see it now. I see you said 30, Zara, I know I said your name wrong 15 times, said 1 hour, Celeste said 1 hour, Clementine said 1 hour and 30 minutes. So yeah, so everybody is different, right? So because we get a bunch of different answers, is this considered a statistical question? Yes, right? Because I asked multiple people, it is a statistical question. Now, if I only asked Gia and didn't ask everybody else, then it would not be statistical. So it's yes, because we surveyed everyone in the class. Okay? If I only would have asked one person, then it's not statistical. But since I asked everybody, the H is silent. Yes, I know. Thank you, Zara. All right. So what about number 2? How many siblings does Dion have? Does this question yield a variety of responses?
Well, it doesn't tell us how many siblings he has, but siblings means multiple. So I'd say yes.
Okay. But what would his answer be?
Well, his answer would be maybe
his own number of siblings.
It could be 1, and then I'm done. It could be 2, and then he's done. It could be 3, then he's done. I don't get a variety of answers. So, thank you, Zara. They said no. So, does not yield. And the same thing they put, because we asked one person. If you only ask one person, it cannot yield a variety of responses. So therefore, it is not a statistical question. And that is because we only get one answer. All right. How could we change that question to make it a statistical question? So how could we change this question?
We could change it by...
Go ahead, Gia.
We can change it by changing the Dan to how many siblings does everyone have?
In his class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how many siblings are in Dion's class? Yep. So that's the same thing we could do for the turn and talk. Because the turn and talk says, how much does Alvin's cat weigh? Well, that is not statistical. But I could say, how many people in Alvin's class have cats, and how much do they weigh? Right? All right, so
keep it up for a little bit longer.
Yep.
I'm done.
All right, I think Gia is still writing. Gia, let me know when you're done, okay?
Done.
All right, so let's look at the last example. All right, so now we're going to look at, so it says, one way to describe a set of data is by stating the number of observations or measurements that were made. Another method of describing data is to list the attributes or characteristics that were measured, such as colored or length. All right, so it says this table shows the results for some female runners in one semifinal heat of the 100-meter hurdles at the 2016 Olympics. What attribute is being measured by the data in the table? So what are we measuring? Time they did what?
Can I answer this one?
Yes.
So what we're measuring is how much time in seconds did the runners run a whole entire lap. All of the runners.
Yes, so time to run hurdles. That's what we're measuring. All right, what is the unit of measurement? So what are we using to measure? Go ahead, William.
What we're using is a chart, and well, we're using seconds.
Thank you. All right, so what fraction of a second are the results given? So what decimal place are we at? Someone besides William and Gia. I know William and Gia are participating. I need somebody else.
Miss Lavelle?
Yes.
May I suggest either Peyton or...
Thank you, William, but I will wait for someone to respond. Come on, guys, you can type it in the chat. What decimal place is this?
Miss Lavelle,
The first one is what? Yes.
I just got booted from the meeting, but I'm back.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the first decimal place is my tenths. The second decimal place is hundredths. So for those of you that didn't remember, yes, thank you. I see it in the chat. Good job. Hundredths. Thank you. All right. How do you think the data was measured? So what are we going to use to measure time in a running race? What do we use? William, I know you want to participate, but I need to let some other people, okay? Thank you.
Okay, I'll just write it down in my book.
Okay. Yes, a timer. Okay, or a stopwatch. Yes. All right, how many runners are in the data set? Yes, thank you. 5. All right, and then how many observations did we make? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we also made 5 observations. All right, so we're moving to the check understanding. I want you guys to take about 3 minutes. It shouldn't take you very long to do the check understanding, and then we will check it. Okay, so 3 minutes. Did it rain more in Miami or Orlando? All right, William, go ahead.
Yes. Okay, so the answer would be no. It is not a statistical question because you could ask it to ask one person, and they'll give you a yes or no answer, and you can ask another person, and they'll have the same response. So
exactly, you will only get one answer. Awesome. All right, number 2, the table shows the masses of students' pets. How many observations were made? So how many do we have? Gia.
5.
Yep. Okay, what attribute is being measured? So what are we measuring? Go ahead, Gia. Finish the whole question.
Mass.
Yep.
Or I put weight.
Yep. Okay, that would work too. And the last one says, what is the unit of measure?
Kilograms.
Okay? And what are we measuring that to? What decimal place? What decimal place is this at?
It's at the hundredths.
Yep, hundredths.
I just put 100.
Awesome. All right, guys. So for the remainder of class, you are going to work on your own. It is only 3 questions. So you should be able to finish it before you leave. Once you are done and I have verified that I can find it, you guys are able to be logged out.
Okay.
Okay?
That's actually, this will be fun because I'm actually doing very good on this.
Yes.
I've been participating a lot.
Yes.
I'll be right now.
All right. Thank you. So get busy on your own.
Miss Lavelle,
Mm-hmm.
are you going to be posting this on your YouTube so that we can go and watch it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have
you.
to download it tonight, and then it'll be up there later on tonight.
Okay.